Hi everyone, it's Paola. So welcome back to another video. I'm doing another episode in the freelance series. I didn't think I was gonna do one, honestly. I thought I was kind of complete, but then I got a suggestion and I've been thinking it over, and here I am. So this probably will be the last episode, I'm assuming. We'll see. But yes, this is another episode. So if you have not seen the rest of the freelance series, go check that out on my channel. I have a playlist and everything. I cover tons of topics like my freelance experience, getting into it, getting started, how to get paid, finding and getting clients, like all of the topics that you probably want to know about is in there. So this is just a continuation on, and let's get to today's topic. So when I got this suggestion for today's topic, I was like, this will be very helpful in the continuation, even though I thought it was basically complete, but this will be helpful for everyone because it's about sending files to your actual clients, what you send to them, and also I thought I would include in this video how to stay organized and keep all your files like perfectly clear so you know what you're doing. So those are today's two topics, and I'm really excited about it because it would be really helpful for a lot of people, because I know it would have been helpful for me when I was first starting out to actually know and have a resource to tell me, what do I actually send over to my clients? What do I actually do when I have digital work to send to them? Or how do I even keep my files together? So this hopefully will help you out. Okay, so let's first talk about, in general, staying organized. This is a big thing for creative people. I feel like creatives and artists, like, they can have a messy workspace because they just kind of think in the now. They don't think about later, like maybe they'll clean up later. But like graphic designers specifically, we have like a messy desktop, like messy laptop. You overload everything with files and it can get really out of control, especially when you're naming things like, this is the end, this is the final one, I swear, like it gets really crazy. So you definitely want to stay organized with all of your files and where you're saving things. You don't want a messy desktop. It's just gonna make you crazy. So here are some tips to stay organized, especially with yourself, but also with your clients. So my first tip for this would be naming your project files, if you're working with clients, under the last name of the client. So this is definitely helpful. Like, I started out and I would just save things as like untitled, and I was like, oh, what am I doing? Like, you need to think about this later so you can come back to it, especially if you're working with multiple clients at once. You're using a lot of the same programs, you know, the Adobe programs. You got Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, like maybe a few different ones here and there, but those are your main ones, right? So a lot of the times you'll be working in the same programs, working at the same time on multiple projects for clients. You might get a little confused if you're not saving them correctly and in the right spaces. So saving something as the client's last name will really help you out in the long run, because you'll know exactly where to go, exactly who you're working for, and it won't just be under like this type of project, like logo project. Like, make it specific to the person you're working with so you remember that specific project and what it's under. And then once you've done that on the actual files, you should make folders under the client's last name as well, so you can organize those things, especially if you're working with multiple people at once. You want to keep that all separate, not just in a freelance folder, say. You want to separate that into, you know, different workspaces, so it kind of clears your mind and it gets you working on one project at a time. My next tip for staying organized in general is creating a schedule for yourself and writing down what you're actually going to be working on day to day. I find that having like a daily schedule kind of helps in keeping things organized, but also keeping yourself motivated and on track. And, you know, I don't think I've like mentioned this as much in the other videos, so I feel like it's applicable here in the organization, but just kind of setting hours for yourself, setting boundaries for yourself, and writing out what you actually want to work on day to day will keep you so organized, and just like you'll feel on top of things and you'll feel like you're doing like your real job, not just like something that is only from home, or like if you lose that motivation from working from home or anything. It just helps you feel like you're on track with something and that you're working like the job that you're actually supposed to be working. Like, it doesn't feel like a hobby, and it doesn't feel like something that you can put off. It helps it feel like real work, because it is real work, obviously, but it's just hard to like get your brain into thinking that way. Now to the second topic in our video, project file managing. So if you're getting started as a freelancer, you might be wondering, what do I actually send my clients when I'm done with a design? Like, yeah, okay, we've gone through it. We've talked about what the project is. I've done some sketches. They approved things. I started working on it digitally, say in Illustrator or Photoshop. And then and it's done. What do I give them? Like, you can't just send them a picture of it, because obviously that will not be high resolution for every single platform they're going to put it on, or they need to actually use it on certain things and their brand, and it's got to be incorporated into all the stuff they do. So it's like, what do I actually send them? You might be wondering this, or you might not. I don't know. You're here for the ride. So I'm here to help. I wish someone had told me all of this when I was getting started, because I was lost and I always had to ask my friends who had been freelancing, or, reach out to people and wait for an email back, because I was like, wait a minute, I don't know what I'm doing and I just got started in freelance. Oh, yikes. So here is what you send your client when you're done with a digital file. So this is something like a logo, or something that's going to be, in digital platforms or whatever. So I'm assuming that you are already a designer. I'm not going to explain the in-depth thing of every single one of these, but this is what you need to send to your clients when you're sending over a digital thing. You need to send a JPEG image, so that's a photo with, a white background. You need to send a PNG, which is a transparent background, so they actually have the logo with nothing behind it. You need to send an EPS file, which is something that they can edit. So it's actually something that they can open, but it's not a specific Photoshop file or anything, but it's an editable digital file. And I always send them a PDF of the project too, because that's something to have that's good, like on file in general for them, and they can also use it in whatever they need to. These 4 things are the main things that I send over. I feel like some people send slightly different things. It depends on your client. I mean, if they have the Adobe programs, you can still send the EPS. You don't need to send like the actual Illustrator or Photoshop, whatever. But if you want to, you can if you discuss that with them. But these are the main things that I send when I'm creating a digital work, because it covers all my bases and all of their bases, and we're squared up, we're good. Now with print things, I don't actually offer a service where I do the printing for them, because I don't really have access to a nice printer. I just usually recommend them a place that they can go get it printed. Say like if I were designing a business card design for them, I wouldn't get like 500 business cards printed for someone. I would actually send them all these same files, and then they would go get it printed at the place that I recommend, or wherever that they know to go get it printed. So there's a lot of different options for print. I mean, if you want to offer some sort of printing service, that's up to you if you have that capacity, especially if it's smaller scale, not like 500 business cards, but say you had something small, or like pamphlets, posters. If you wanted to print that, it's up to you, but I usually just send them digital files because it's a lot easier. And there you go. That is all the file stuff I send over, and I feel like project file managing and staying organized is a really important aspect of being a freelancer, so I figured it would be good to share with you like what I do and hopefully get you started in what you need to be doing. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful. I feel like it's just important information that I wanted to share, so I thought I'd make a video in the freelance series. Again, go check out the rest of the series. I'm so proud of it, and it's so much fun for me to share like career tips and stuff, because it's something that I'm also doing all the time. I'm always working in freelance and, doing all of this same stuff day to day. So it's my day to day, and it's fun to share it with you guys on my channel. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like, and let me know in the comments if you want another episode in the freelance series, or just anything you have outside of the series, any ideas that you want to see on my channel in the design world. Also subscribe if you haven't, follow me on Instagram at Paola Kassa, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! I'm done.
Already?
I messed up so much.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit a lot.